I figured I'll show you my process for getting in and out of my bag. You know, when you wake up and it's below 0 Fahrenheit, you better have a plan. You don't just jump out of that bag. The longer it takes me, the colder I'm going to be. Now, I'm able to start trying to get a fire. Good morning. Hello, my friends, and welcome back. It was windy last night. Got debris all over the place. Yeah, it was very late. Sorry, don't have a free hand here. It was definitely windy last night, man. It was rocking that tarp. If this tarp's a rocking, throw this man a blanket. Oh. It's still pretty cold. It must have been right around 32 last night, because it was chilly. Oh. What a beautiful morning, though. Still very windy. Still very cold, too. But, you know, clear skies, sunny. I'm amped up to get up and out of bed. I'm pretty, like 90% sure that's because I got to pee really badly. But other than that, I'm also pretty psyched to get some food in me. Let's call it 50-50 pee and food. Maybe 60-40 pee. I don't think anybody really cares. But, oi. Yeah, I am going to grab my coat and boots and throw them on like I own them. I'll be right back. Well, I hope you guys can see me all right and hear me. I wanted to kind of, since I can actually take a moment and, you know, set up the camera, because it's not like, you know, super freezing cold out, and it's not like, you know, pouring rain. I figured I'll show you my process for getting in and out of my bag. And believe me, it's a process, especially when it's like, you know, you're going from a dry or wet to an environment, or vice versa, or a cold to a warm environment, and vice versa. So, I figure I'll show you guys what I do. And honestly, right now, my first step is going to be to kind of cuddle back up in my bag for a minute. And I do this because right now, like, I was all nice and warm from sleeping. Well, not right now, but when I woke up, I was nice and warm from my bag and everything, right? And then I, you know, got half out, and my temperature started to drop a little. So by doing this, I get my body temperature back up a little bit, right? And I feel like then I'm less rushed when I'm preparing the fire. You know, because I want to hop out, get that fire going. I don't want my hand shaking, you know, a lot when I'm doing that. Depending on your fire starting method, you know, if you're just using a lighter, it's not that big of a deal. But you'll notice, you know, when your hands are shaking, it is more difficult. A little bit more so with a ferro rod. If you're using like flint and steel, I can imagine, I've never made a flint and steel spark. Flint is coming, by the way, I'm excited. But I would imagine with flint and steel, you need that coordination even more. But I lost my train of thought there for a second because I really got to pee. So yeah, now I got my body temperature up a little bit. I don't have to rush, you know, quite as much, hopefully, you know. I don't know, I guess the best way to put it is, from the time I get the fire going, the longer it takes me, the colder I'm going to be. So I'm going to start with as high temperature as I can. You know what I mean? So I don't want to just jump out of this thing all half-assed. I want to have a plan of attack. And this might sound silly because like the weather right now isn't like horrid, but you know, when you wake up and it's below 0 Fahrenheit, you better have a plan. You don't just jump out of that bag. You'll probably lay there and pee yourself before you do that. Trust me. Okay, so this bag has this nice little Velcro thing, so I can kind of flip down my hood and work with one arm out, which is helpful. First thing I want to do well, forget the arm out, I gotta get going. So the first thing I want to do is inspect my coat because I used it as a pillow. I used to do the same thing with my sleeping pants in winter, you know, this past winter. Just make sure it's all dry. Second thing I want to do is shake out any bugs that might have, spiders. Try to get out any of those little creepy crawlies if they crawled in there. There was a process to folding it up too to kind of minimize that, you know, them being able to get inside, but it's good to me. It's still a little damp from the rain in a couple places, like the sleeve ends. Let's see, keep catching. Oh, there's that sunshine, look at that. Come on, sleeve, where are you? Come on. See what I mean? Windy. There, so I haven't lost any heat through my legs yet. My clothes are a little twisted up though on my shirt. Mainly like this jacket normally would just slide right on, but like I said, it's just damp enough to be like, you know, a little sticky going on. Man, I gotta take this, what do you call it, buff, and shrink it. It's 100% merino wool, so I'm guessing it can shrink, you know, if you put it in the dryer. It's just a little stretched out from use. That's why I wore that cheesy skull one. Because this one hasn't been washed yet since I bought it. Okay, so I'm still, you know, my body temperature's good. Call me a neat freak, I don't care. Obviously, next step, boots. Ah, see why I brushed off that tarp now? Now I don't get a bunch of pine needles and leaves stuck to my feet when I'm doing this. Notice I just said I don't get a bunch, but I'll probably still get a couple. Just trying to minimize, you know, having to take my boots off to pick out hitchhikers. I really like these boots. They look like really worn in, right? Like the leather's really soft and supple, but this is actually the first time I've worn them for more than 5-10 minutes is when I walked out the door to come on this trip. They're just really nice quality boots my sister bought me for Christmas. And this is the first chance I've had to use them. I'm in love with them. They are Wolverines. I've always liked Wolverine boots though. And you see, like, it wasn't a brand because I had to look at the tag just now to see that they were Wolverines. I had forgotten that. And yes, I know, what kind of bushman doesn't have paracord in his laces? I haven't got the right color in yet. I'm waiting for dark tan. I had light tan and I almost replaced them. I'm like, no! I'm waiting the extra 3 weeks to get my dark tan in. I know, he's so prissy for a bushman, right? Okay, the grand finale. Mupping them out. Now the only thing left is my hands are freezing. But, oh, last step, I almost forgot. which is not good on a windy day like today. I like to at least partially stow my sleeping bag. I'll just leave it like that for now, and until I get the fire going, at least, you know, I gotta get some warmth back in me here. I'm getting pretty cold. So that's how long it took me to get from the sleeping bag to where now I'm able to start trying to get a fire. So you can see, when you're talking about freezing temperatures, 15 minutes is a long time to be out there, you know, just waking up, you know, used to the temperature in your sleeping bag, to boom, below freezing, get a fire going, go ahead, you know. You can see where your hands are definitely going to be shaking at that point. And I don't have much to work with here as far as what's left in my pit. No, I don't feel any heat there, so let me take a pee real quick. And I'll be right back. Alright, so I got two important things done. Morning urination and gloves. Now I can kind of slow down and relax. I'm feeling covered up. It's a lot colder than it looks, so I'm going to get this fire going as quick as I can here. I'm going to set you guys down on my Bushcraft stool. I know you love my seat. Okay, you stay there. I got to get, hopefully my tinder stay dry. Yeah, apparently not dry enough. Let me just see if I can feel any heat here. Hey, found a lit coal. Nice. Need something. You'd not believe how handy this little thing is. Cover your eyes, there's going to be a lot of ash. Actually, no, there's not, because it's so windy. It blew it all out. Oh no, don't tell me I burned up the last of that coal. Before I go at that coal too much, I want to take a couple other ones and pile them next to it so they can catch. Now I got that damn tinder sitting on top of that, of those coals. And inside that fire pit with some residual heat. And that residual heat will hopefully help dry out that tinder. I wasn't going to try to get it going just yet, but looks like it's ready. I was going to go gather sticks, but then I forgot I got this whole pile right there. This stick catches on fire, of all things. Shows you how wet my tinder is. Who left this nice pile of dried sticks here? It's coming in really handy. Maybe Bigfoot came and left them and dropped them, but you know, they're just perfect for fire making. It's almost like it was planned that pile of dried sticks is just sitting there. Irreplaceable. This is sophisticated space-age technology right here. Should have seen me dart after this thing. It's there's like a hill down there towards the river, a rocky hill, and I'm like, here it comes, here comes the nosedive. That's all it would take, I tell you. Looks like my Bigfoot twigs are still a little damp. So I'm kind of doing this a little slow. Well, not like slow, but, you know, needs the time to prepare it and dry them out before they'll actually catch. Okay. I was hunched over for too long. Oh, I can smell breakfast already. I don't even know what it's going to be yet, but I can smell it. You know what I was just thinking too? I have this giant thing of Sicilian mixed vegetables. I should have taken those and put them in with my ramen noodles yesterday. That would have been delicious. Would have been like vegetable beef stew or soup without the beef. And you know, if you wanted, you could remedy that by bringing like some beef jerky and just boom, boom, blunk. Just blunk some beef jerky into there. I don't know. I gotta dig through my bag, find out what else I can you know, create here out of my little dehydrated meals. The ramen noodles were the only things that weren't like just add water, but that's pretty, you know, pretty close. So yeah, I'm gonna go take this pile over here, break it up. I'm gonna find some, you know, 1.5 to 2 inch thick diameter pieces that I can use to, you know, create some cook coals, and then I'll get doing breakfast here.